am back with another Sister Loc update, and I'm officially Goldilocks. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So it's been a minute since really I've been on YouTube, and I'm well overdue for another Sister Locs update. And I have a good one because I got my hair colored, okay? So we can talk about the experience. So let me go ahead and introduce myself. If you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy, so that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. However, I have been documenting my Sister Loc journey. I established my locks on November 20th, 2020. So it will be 3 years very shortly. But please just call me Ash or Ashley. Now, I got my hair colored and I love it. It came out beautiful and I really do love it. That's all I can say. Now, to preface this with, I started with my Sister Locs. My hair was colored when I started, when I established them. I had just gotten a fresh dye job against my Loctician's recommendations, but I did it. And part of me regretted it and the other part of me did not regret it. So basically what happened, or what you've been seeing me witness through or go through over the past 3 years, is like my hair has been growing. All of the brown hair that you saw, that was new growth, okay? And basically what had happened, I only had like this much color. I had color here, color there, because what happened, all the other hair that was very weak and damaged of years of being colored, and I'm not sure what type of color or anything, I can't even tell you, it all snapped off, so, the ends got weaker. The hair that was coming out of my scalp was a lot stronger, healthier, and thicker than hair. So now that basically we're working from like a blank canvas, I only had a few ends, and my loctician had told me maybe about even like almost 8 months ago that I was able to get my hair colored again. And I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. And literally like the last month and a half, and I was just like, okay, I think I need to get my hair colored again. I'm time. Like I only have like this much, little peekaboos here and there. And although it was really pretty like that, I did enjoy it. It just felt like I wanted something a little different. I wanted a refresher. So that's what I did. Now, I went to the place that was actually recommended to me by my loctician. She had some purple in her hair, and I went to this place called Color Me Bad Chicago. It was very convenient. They were by my house. They do have pricing for Sister Locs. I'm not going to hold back. Like, it's expensive. So I just paid an investment. Now, I would preface this by saying, like, I have never been one to spend money on my hair consistently until I got my Sister Locs. And I don't feel like it costs too much money for me to maintain my Sister Locs. It usually ends up being between like $160, maybe $180, depending on the growth and how long it's been since I've gotten my hair retyped, like every 6 to 8 weeks. I'm like, I could save $50 at a time. It'll be okay. I just plan it into my budget that, I'm going to be getting my hair done. Now, this one was just like more of a splurge. I'm not usually a person that gets their hair colored too often. Even when I was a loose natural, twice a year maybe. And that was sufficient enough for me. You know what I mean? Because I just kind of let it grow out. So I booked with Color Me Bad Chicago. They had a price for locks. Now they do all types of color. I mean, all the fantasy colors, like the unicorn, cotton candy, beautiful work. Oh, my hair is caught on my watch band. Now, I was just like kind of confused. I saw the booking price for the Sister Locs, which was or not even the Sister Locs, just lock coloring. It said $500. And I was like, I think that's pretty expensive for what I want to do. I just want one color. I don't want nothing crazy. Well, I'm not calling the other colors crazy, but I don't want any specialty colors. I don't want multiple colors. I just want this, you know what I mean? So I was talking to my loctician because I did just get my hair redone. I want to say on the 28th or 29th of September. Today is, of August. And today is September 8th. So she was like, well, just book a consultation. And that was like, honestly, what I was thinking about doing, the best thing to do anyway, so they can kind of see. So I booked a consultation. It was $25. It was super convenient. It was virtual. So like a little bit before, they just sent me like a question. He was like, do you have an iPhone? Do you have an Android? I was like, I have an iPhone. And we FaceTimed. Literally, I was like, I thought I would have been home by now, but I was like pulled over a couple of blocks away from home. And we just did the consultation while I was in my car, literally on FaceTime. So I went ahead and we decided that we were going to go with a balayage because I told him I wanted to be ombre, but I did not know the correct terminology. And he was like, well, ombre is technically when we dye this particular part of your hair darker and then we fade into a lighter part. And he was like, or do you want your natural hair or from your roots not to be dyed and then it's to transition into dye? And I said, I don't want this dyed. I just want to transition into being dyed. And he's like, okay, cool. That's called a balayage. Okay, wonderful. He was like, what type of tones do you want? I want this particular tones. I was just showing him the ends of my hair or what I had left. And he said, that sounds great. Okay. So he washed my hair as soon as I got there. Now, when I came in, I wanted to take some photos, but I do have like 1 or 2 photos for when I was in the salon suite by myself, when the color was actually processing. But when I walked in, there was a woman getting some twists by another stylist. There was another woman getting her locks retwisted. She had more traditional locks and she had a gorgeous royal blue color in her hair. And then there was me, and then we're in a salon suite. So it's a little bit smaller. So it's not like we're spread out. It was very comfortable. However, I did want to like document some of the process, excuse me. But when I came in, I was like, it's not really giving that vibe. And I just sat down and enjoyed the company of the people who were in the salon with me. As soon as I came in, we got right to work. He did a detox on my locks. So he did a detox and kind of like started washing my hair. Now, the part that took the longest, I was like, this was a real color job. Haven't quite had a color job like this ever before. He started the lifting of my hair. So he went ahead and painted. They had like the clear foils. They had the regular foils. They had the clear foils or the clear plastics or how they're doing it now. And he started lifting my hair. So that took like quite a bit of time. In the lift and stuff, he had like Olaplex treatments going on. He talked to me about the care of my hair and what I need to do, which I'll talk to you guys about in a moment. And then after that, he started the coloring of my hair. Then he colored my hair. And then after that process, he went ahead and washed it, did a conditioner, and then he like lightly dried it for me with a blow dryer. So I didn't walk out with just wet hair. You know what I mean? Even though my locks don't really take too much time to dry when they're just air drying, unless I'm trying to roll them and it's still like a thing. So my appointment was at 12 o'clock. We got started as soon as I walked in the door and I left out at like 3:45. So it took some time, but once I saw the results, I was so pleased. So I kind of just went with his recommendation. He was like, are you wearing a side part? Do you wear it to the right? Do you wear it to the left? And I was like, well, now that my locks have matured, I'm all three ways. Typically, I've always been like a left part girl. Like, this has been my zhush since I was a little girl. Like, that's what I did, Now, well, it looks crazy now because it's been over to there. Now, I'm really feeling the right part, Now that my locks have matured. And since my locks have matured, I really enjoy having a middle part. So I told him that, I am in between all three of these parts. So when he styled it, actually, when I left, it was down the center, which was cool. And then I think a day later, I just kind of flipped it over to the side because at the moment, I'm just feeling like, the right side part at the moment, So this is what it looks like down the middle. So I took his recommendations. I just told him what I wanted. I didn't want, my whole head dyed because I like how it like looks when it grows out. Previously, when I get my hair dyed, my beautician, she loved to dye every inch of my hair. And I used to feel like with my complexion, with the hair color, I would look a tiny bit scary. And I would have to wait until it kind of grew out so it could kind of go with a little bit more natural with my skin complexion. Like, it would look good, but I would just be like, whew, I'm all one color here. You know what I mean? Like, it would be a lot. I feel like my eyebrows would just be like here looking at you. And I always enjoyed my hair more once it started growing out, you know? But like that was never the case when she would dye my hair. Like I could never, she wanted to dye it all. I mean, like all of this would be blonde. So it just be kind of look like I look like one color. So that really wasn't my thing. So I'm glad that he really listened to me. And then I just took his advice because, you know, he was like, okay, I'm gonna start it here, but I'm gonna do some things to kind of frame your face. So, you know, he was like, when, you know, you have it flipped over here, maybe I'll come up a little bit higher right here. And that way, when you flip it over, it'll be blonde here. Or you see like it comes down here and we don't have color. So he really took his time, and I'm going to spin around so you can see what the back is looking like. All right, so I can luckily see through the monitor. And let me fold all my hair out so you can see it. Okay, so this is what my hair is looking like. So that's, and it's probably not all the way like how it needs to be. There we go. So as you see, like some is still caught, sorry, within my shirt. Let's get it going there. So as you can see, it looks full. You can still see some of the black in the root, but it's like at the tips, it's just a little bit, tiny bit lighter from, you know, having the old color. And he was like, that's perfectly fine. Cause he was like, that's how it should look pretty much. And I'm just very happy and satisfied with the color. I feel like I got my money's worth. I feel like he listened to me. He was so friendly, and he had like the most gentlest touch. It's like, let me just turn around here. So overall, I would say the vibe was super positive. And like I said, can't get on my stool. So like I said, the name of the salon was Coloring Bad. His name was Chris. And I just feel like myself, and I'm going to see how far this gets me. And then he also talked about, you know, ginger is a really hot color. Has been really hot for the past 3 years. And he was like, oh, if you decide to go ginger, maybe a little bit later on, he was like, that would just actually be a glaze. And then when the ginger fades, it would just go back to this color. So basically they're very much on like color theory, protecting the hair. He was like, what you're not going to do is go from blue to blonde. And even like the other young lady that had the blue locks in the salon, he was like, okay, well, we got to just do a test strand and we got to see what color it lifts to. And then we're going to go with the color wheel, because he was like, you know, we got to go in stages. And I really appreciate it about them. You know, for me, I feel like the job was expensive, but I paid for what I got. And actually, I feel like he deserved what he got. And, you know, I mean, it wasn't $500, but it wasn't like not expensive. I would just put it that way. And then of course I did give a tip. They are on Style Seat as far as their booking information, or you can go to their Instagram, and I'm going to leave it down below. But like the whole process was very seamless. They were very nice. They were very kind. I wasn't waiting around. He did ask me like to come an hour later. He asked me to come at 12. My appointment was 11. I've been off work all week. It didn't matter to me. And then I live around the corner. So it was like, cool, I can kind of just lay in the bed and flip through my phone a little bit longer. You know what I mean? But overall, like the whole process was really great. And I feel like they really focus on protecting the hair. Kind of another thing where I talked about in like my past Sister Locs video, where it's like people, I feel like sometimes when they want Sister Locs, they're looking for the cheapest option. Like, yes, it is expensive, but if you're doing all these hairstyles in between like the $80 couple braids and then, you know, box braids, which we know have gotten really out of control, or you're going to get a little quick weave, or you're going to get a wig, like all of that money adds up, and it can still be like the cost or the down payment of your Sister Locs. You're not thinking about that, like those little fast hairstyles. So like I talk about how Sister Locs is an investment. You want it to be done right. And I invested in my locks, like I told you in my last update video, or just things that you should know about Sister Locs. And you can find that down below. I'm gonna link my Sister Locs playlist also. So because I counter a lot of people, and especially I feel like It's usually like when I'm at work and a lot of people are asking me about my locks, which I don't mind at all, but they're like, oh, I feel like that's too much money. But I'm like, they're spending a lot of time and you want it to be done right, because like when your hair grows out, you want it to look right. This is something like you spend a lot of time, a lot of effort. You're going through the whole transition phase of looking kind of scalpy or not. So you want it to be done correctly. And I felt like I invested a good amount of money in my locks. I've invested a lot of time. You can see where my growth has been from day 1 to day 3. I feel like it's the best decision of my life. So why wouldn't I not protect my investment and get my color done right? I don't want my hair breaking off. I don't want that. Okay. And now we're going into drier season. So I'm going to make sure I'm taking care of it. I'm going to make sure I do what he says to do. And I'll tell you about that in a moment. But why wouldn't I not protect my investment? Like, yes, there's people I see, they get their locks colored every 2-3 days. And I'm like, I don't know how that works. They probably don't have my hair texture either. I have a thinner, softer, finer hair texture, which I forgot to mention. So, you know, my hair texture is thin, fine, soft, low density. But since I've had locks, low density hasn't really been an issue. Do I have as much density as some other people? Absolutely not. But everybody's sister locks are going to look different. You know what I mean? So, but like for me, this was like, I've spent all this time. I love my hair. I need to do this particular thing correctly. You know what I mean? Because I know what color can do and damage to your hair. All right, let's talk about care. So he talked a lot about care, and I'm going to go through some of the things that he shared with me. I might not remember it all. And he shared with some products for me. So the biggest thing is he wants to make sure that I'm protecting my hair. He understands I have sister locks, and he knows that it's a little bit different regimen. He also was like I said, my Locitician Tonya, she referred me to him. So he was like, you know what? You got blonde hair. You're going to have to put a little bit of oil in your hair. I know that Sister Locs goes against that. So he recommended 2 products to me that he felt that would be great for my hair. And I'm going to pop a picture over here. So I'm just going to scoot over, but it's going to be the coconut milk. And it's an anti-breakage serum. We've all seen this serum. It's been around for like 50 billion years. You can get it at Walgreens, all these other places. And so he recommended that, and he just recommended I just kind of do a little bit on my hair every few days just to kind of keep the moisture up. And then he also recommended the Mizani Miracle Milk. He did not recommend any Mielle products, just so you know, because he said he's been hearing that Mielle has been taking women's hair out, which is really scary, okay? And then for shampoo, he recommended the Joico K-pak shampoo and conditioner. Now, I've never heard of this. And he said basically just keep on my same routine, washing my hair. I wash my hair like every 2 weeks, so that was totally fine. And he recommended, he said you can find this sometimes at Marshall's, but he definitely sent me a link from Amazon for the Joico K-pak color therapy. And it looks like it's like around in the $20 range, so nothing too crazy as far as that. He also recommended the Olapex 0 and 3 and 6 and 7. Now he said he will order the Olapex products for me to make sure that, you know, I can get the best price and he can get the discount. And then I think one of them he said that is only like the stylist could get. But definitely I'm going back in 2 weeks. So that will be around 22nd of September to have an Olapex treatment. And that's going to cost me about $45. I booked that appointment right there while I was in the chair. And yeah, basically he's just like, you know, make sure you sleep with a satin bonnet. Make sure you're careful, because I think, oh, he was taking the smock off of me and my hair got caught on the Velcro. And I was like, whew, yeah, that's a problem since my hair has gotten longer in the winter. And he was like, oh, the wool coats. And I told him I really don't wear wool coats. I usually wear nylon, but I had to be careful of the zippers, like my hair getting caught on the zippers. He said, make sure, you know, you're sleeping with satin pillowcase or I sleep with a bonnet. And he was like, that's cool. I tend to sleep with a bonnet also because, like, if I sleep on my hair, I kind of feel like I'm pulling it, and I want to be careful not like messing up the integrity of my locks and making them weaker. So that was like the main talking point. So pretty much simple. He gave me the products that I should be using, just making sure I'm taking care of my hair, misting it with some water, misting it with some rose water. And you know, we pretty much already do that as the lock girlies, especially as our locks mature. He definitely understood that, you know, you can have slippage and you don't want to do too much to your Sister Locs. I did tell him that I had like the Sister Loc shampoo. I had the restorative conditioner. He said he was slightly aware of those products, but at the same time, he doesn't know what's in those products. So that's why he recommends his own products. And I can agree with him on that because I was looking for some of the ingredients on the Sister Loc website. They're not on there. So, you know, like Sister Locs has their own regimen, their own way of doing things, but they're not on there. So I don't know what's in the products either. I know they're great, like the herbal mist and everything like that, but we know there's natural juices of berries, we believe. So, you know, so I did kind of like agree like on that. I was just like, yeah, I don't know what's in them, you know, because I was trying to look up when I had a video up about talking about some of the new moisturizing products that my Locitician had given me during the winter months. But I just wanted to come on here, share my experience with getting my hair colored. I'm very satisfied. Leave me a comment down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon. And I hope you stay around for the makeup videos. And then the fun thing about that is, you know, I primarily do makeup, but I don't always do Sister Loc updates. But in between the Sister Loc updates, you can always see how my hair is looking because I post there pretty much regularly. So it makes it fun. So thank you for joining me. If you are new to this channel, we end this video with a chair dance. So, you know, that's how I wrap up my videos. So after I say my little spiel, we're going to do a chair dance, okay? So leave me a comment down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video. And subscribe to my channel because I love to have you here in my little makeup family and my Sister Loc community. And with all of that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.